Elite, and we're having an interview today with David Murray. David, how the heck are you?
Pretty good. How are you doing? Good to see you again.
Good. And David, thank you for taking time out of your Saturday to do this interview with us. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for having me on your Chicago program. I can't tell you how excited I am. It's going to be cool.
Well, cool. I enjoy meeting you in Milwaukee. And speaking of Milwaukee, you actually came to the very first unGeeked. Could you tell me why, what piqued your interest enough to come down from Michigan to Milwaukee to unGeeked? And second, what was your takeaway?
Sure. Well, initially, what attracted me to the first unGeeked Milwaukee was a couple things, actually. One was the lineup that you had. I believe you had, just as you always do, a stellar lineup. Jason Falls, Olivier Blanchard, Scott Stratton, and several others. Those are actually individuals that I had just recently got introduced to their content, the things that they were saying online. So for the opportunity to see them speak and hear them speak for the first time was, of course, very intriguing. And the takeaway I got from that, I was genuinely very, very impressed. Impressed in the program, more importantly, impressed with the value, though there were certainly some big players in that space. You could tell anyone that was there wasn't so much speaking from a point of view of, hey, listen to me, I'm important, I have a book, or hey, check out my blog, but more like, let's really look at this. Let's look at this digital space. Let's look at communication. Let's look at content. Let's look at marketing. What is not working? What is working? And what can we do as business owners, large or small, to make these transitions? And those are discussions that I think are incredibly important and still really are not happening a lot, and maybe don't have the opportunity to happen in the larger conferences. So I think that is particularly where unGeeked is incredibly important and brings a lot of value to the table. The atmosphere that you had created with the original unGeeked, and I'm sure that you're recreating with the events that you've had, was very open to dialogue. Like, there wasn't a hesitation to raise your hand and ask a question and say, okay, I understand your point of view, but what about this? Or I have a question. I think in creating environments like that is incredibly important, because we have to remember, who's our audience here? Is it our small, siloed community of social media rock stars? Or is it these businesses who are, throwing down their hard-earned money to learn something? And if you don't create an environment where they really feel like, one, they're going to take away something that they'll be able to implement in their business, and two, feel comfortable to approach you and say, what you said really triggered something. Can I ask about that during your presentation, or can we get some coffee afterwards and talk about that? That's incredibly important. And again, not a lot of events are doing that, large or small.
Well, you're actually now going to be a discussion leader at the Chicago unGeeked, and we're very glad to have you. And without giving away the kitchen sink, give us a little snippet about what you're going to be discussing with the attendees.
Yeah, with the attendees, what I want to have a great discussion about is this idea of content, and something that I've kind of developed, and it's certainly not new or revolutionary, but it's something to help, again, the business owners think about content. Is something that I call building your content bubble. Where do you start off? What is content? Do you look at content as communication? Do you look at content as marketing? And, put yourself in the shoes of the business owner. Content can very much be copy-pasting the press release or the newspaper ad and putting it on my website. And I think it's really important to help these businesses, I use the word educate carefully, because I certainly don't want to sound like a schoolmaster, but just show them, this is actually how the internet has changed how we actually look for content. We're not looking at websites. So think about the content and the passion points that it relates to your business. I don't care how large or small it is, there is one. And that's going to be the key connector for the consumer to find you. And I've presented this topic a few times at WordCamp Detroit and various other roundtables, and again, I like bringing value to the table. Of course, it's fun to speak and be around cool people, but I want to make sure I'm bringing value to your event, and I found it to be great feedback. People have said, you know what, I never even thought about content in that perspective, and now I have a better idea of where to begin, and that's rewarding to me. So I'm very thankful that you're allowing me to provide that into your program, and I'm looking forward to people giving me their ideas. So what I'm hoping will happen is like, hey, you know what? Maybe you have a specific company. Maybe you sell toilets. Great. Let's figure it out right now. Everyone in this room, let's try to figure out a way how this person can create awesome content and start that conversation and think about how they're going to communicate online. That's fine. We can throw out what I was going to say in 20 minutes out the window as long as we help that one business owner. So
Good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Good. I want to correct you on one thing, sweetheart. I'm so old military, so it's not just my event; it's our event. So
I like that.
so we're glad to have you and this is our event. So you're part of the team. You're part of the Chicago team.
Excellent.
So I want to say thank you for allowing us to take this time to interview with you. And I'm going to also take the time to invite people to come to unGeeked Chicago May 11th. May 12th through 14th. May 11th is the Chris Brogan roast, which I understand you will probably be a roaster.
Oh, really? I am. Okay. That's news. I did approach Jason saying, hey, I've jabbed Chris once or twice, a couple of times, all in good spirit, of course.
Oh, true Fryer style. This is not... For those who don't understand the roast, I think my favorite clip is Julia Roberts roasting Tom Hanks. I mean, everything she says is from the heart. It's truly tongue in cheek. So I'm glad to give the unGeeked people an opportunity to be a part of that. So I want to say thank you. I'm looking forward to you being a discussion leader, looking forward to probably peeking my head in, because I never get a chance to actually attend my own events. So peeking my head into your event. And I'm looking for Chicago to be a success and hoping that you can stay on board and be unGeeked.
I'd be happy to. Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me today.
All right,
Hope to see everyone down in Chicago.
You have a good Saturday.
All right, you too now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.